played your like reinvented Queen's Gambit variation, which I feel like you've played 10 times in serious games at this point, like Open, maybe Classical, Rapid, and Blitz.
It's probably not 10. I mean, I played against Dingleran in Norway. I played against Pragnanta and the candidates, but outside of that, I think it was the only two classic games. So,
Did you play them like in Norway, Armageddon?
I mean, I may.
I've seen you just play it
yeah.
many times. Maybe it's mostly.
Yeah, I mean, I might have played it, but I think you know, it's something that's solid. But I mean, the good thing about this game is I never had a chance to win. So I think if I had a chance to win this one, then I would actually be upset about what happened in the last game yesterday, and the first game today. But I mean, Jack really gave me no chances. And then at the end, I was a little bit lucky to make the draw because I was trying too hard to win again. But that's what it is. I mean, I'm surprised, you know, they asked me to come back here because obviously I'm not winning the event. But so.
I want to get your hot take in the meantime. I had this thought while looking at some of the boards. Yanni Bomishi yesterday was asking for your sweater, my sweater, some sort of brand sweater. What about Daniel's vintage Balenciaga? What's the difference in the sweaters?
I mean, it's what I said before. I think everybody's expressing their own opinions. Actually, I spoke to Daniil before the games today a little bit, so who knows? Maybe he'll come up with something a little bit more original for the Blitz. Maybe I will too. But I think ultimately it's what I said earlier. At the end of the day, I mean, the players, they just have to basically say enough is enough. If they say that as a collective, I think it's going to be fine. But certainly, I mean, the rules are questionable, and you know they aren't uniform, so it's frustrating to see.
One question about the standings and sort of these really tense moments in these last couple of rounds. We see there's one important game remaining in the standings, and that's Sam Savian. He seems to be converting, which means that we're going to have, I believe, 6 people on 8.5, one person on 9, and another on 9.5. And the 9.5 and the 9 have played each other. So it's going to be the 8.5, so we're trying to win, and they're going to be going all out. And Prague was actually in a +5 position against Murzan. It was weird, you know, like he was getting attacked, but he was also up like 3 minutes. And can you talk about those high pressure moments and how you can overcome all the nerves and actually get the finish?
Well, I mean, I think the first thing is that there are very different types of positions that can be winning. So, for example, the position that Gutesh had in the final game against Dingleran is pretty much the dream. There's no chance of losing. If you calculate it correctly, you're winning, but there's no risk whatsoever. Positions that are like +5, but you have to find 1 or 2 moves to win, or it's equal or maybe even losing, are the worst just because you feel like you're winning. But it's very sticky, and in Rapid, I mean, even if you have 3 minutes on the clock, calculating the right sequence is very hard. You know, I think this is Murzan's tournament, though. It's definitely, he's had a couple of lucky breaks. He's also played very well in some of the games, but sometimes it's just meant to be. And I think in Murzan's case, he's clearly shown he's a very strong player.
If you are leading the tournament with half a point ahead of the field, and you're going to play somebody who's trying to beat you, what do you play? Like, I actually think you might even be white in the next game. So, is that the dream, or is it actually a little bit hard to force a draw with white? You might try to play too solidly.
I mean, I think certainly it's preferable to be white just because it's easier to control sort of the type of game that you get versus being black. But I doubt that anything really changes. When I've seen Murzan's game, he's very, very solid, and I think he'll probably try to play the same. And you know, it's a great situation because even if he loses, there's a very good chance that he'll be in a tiebreak. I don't actually know if it's like 2 players or everybody or what it is, but even if he loses, he's probably in a tiebreak. Although actually, I think they changed the rule to include everyone, right? Because in 2021, I think when I played in Poland, if I have the year correct, Magnus tied for first, but he was like 3rd on tiebreak and he didn't qualify. So I think they changed it. So Murzan's in great shape, and I mean I think he's probably feeling nerves for sure, but he has a great chance to win it all. I mean, when I look at the standings, though, I mean the big winner is obviously Fabiano, right? He's the big winner in all of this. Because Arjun, I mean, it's very unlikely that Arjun's gonna Wait, what happens if Arjun ties for first?
That's a great.
Does he get enough points or not?
Oh, I have no idea.
For the FIDE circuit, I mean.
The only people that know what happens in the FIDE circuit are all of us after the points are entered. I don't think anybody
Yeah.
actually can calculate any of it in advance.
Yeah, I mean, this is another thing. Also, though, I mean, it's beaten horse. So we've already beaten the horse dead at this point. But I mean, that's another thing that to me is very illogical when you look at the FIDE circuit. That you have the situation where you have a rapid tournament and or maybe the blitz. I'm not sure if they both count. Towards something that's supposed to be about classical chess. Like when you look at the FIDE circuit and qualification for the candidates, in what world should a rapid or a blitz event be counted? It shouldn't, straight up. It should just be classical chess altogether. So, I mean, I know maybe that sounds like a little bit of a rant, but it's another one of the many decisions that FIDE has made that, I mean, it's very consequential overall and just makes no sense. Makes no sense whatsoever.
We actually, I think, have breaking news. I was about to talk to you about the fact that the women's championship is going to be an 8-player knockout playoff, and Humpi Konaru, I think, just won a very pivotal game and won the gold medal. I mean, I don't want to. I might be wrong because we've still got results pouring in, but I was keeping an eye on that. So I was just going to talk to you about the knockouts, and maybe we won't even have one there. So.
Yeah, but
there you go.
But of course, it's also great to see because I mean, Humpy's a player who's been 2,600 for many, many years. I think for a long time, which is probably the clear number 3 behind Judith and Hu Yifan. So it's great to see her playing so well. Assuming that's good enough to win. I mean, I think it's fantastic. Of course, the Indians will be celebrating once again, like they have a lot recently.
Yeah, they are completing chess. Like soccer before the event wanted Prague to win a rapid and Arjun to win the blitz or something. I was like, soccer, relax. Like, let the rest of the world have a gold medal.
But I mean, also, I mean, so that's another topic. I think that it's really great to see is when you look at chess. I think the Indian model right now is very clearly the best. You have all these players who have serious support behind them. I mean, you have Arjun, for example, who I mean, his sponsorship is public with Quanflox. I think he's getting $300,000 a year sponsorship. I mean, I know Prague, I mean, Vidit, Bukesh, all of them have very serious sponsorships, and I think when you're in that situation, and whether it's the Chess Federation or even the local governments that are taking care of you, it's very easy to play chess for the love of the game and to focus on it versus a situation where, unfortunately, many players who make it into the Grand Chess Tour, they're simply trying to earn a living. And if I use an example, you look at Parham Magsuglu, who was I think 27-30 start of the year, clearly going to get a bunch of invitations, loses 70 points this year, and now he's going to have to go play a bunch of open tournaments and make a lot less money. And so I think the future is very bright for India, and the fact that they take care of their players speaks volumes about why they're doing so well in chess level.
Why is that? If I can get a quick final answer out of you, like why is that? I mean, is it simply we hear too much about things like ROI, or?
I mean, I don't think it's so much that we care so much about these things. I think it's that chess is viewed as a very significant cultural thing there. I mean, it's viewed as something that smart people play, and it's something that's very valued. And when you look at the United States, for example, I think I've said this many times, there's nothing comparable. And I think it's just because at the end of the day, there's a lot of pride, a lot of Indian pride around the game, and I mean, yeah, it's what it is. It's sad to see on the one hand, but you can hope that when countries like India do support chess the way they do, maybe down the road there'll be sponsorship like here in the U.S. But honestly, I wouldn't hold my breath for it.
All right. On that note, good luck in the final round. Thanks for joining us.